And we're back.
It's
And we're
alive!
I mean, true. That's kind of the
Diddly there,
problem.
neighborinos.
Oh no, now I'm just imagining we're in a Treehouse of Horror episode.
I
The
don't know
Simpsons
why.
go to the Dread Realms.
That's a better idea than what I had in my head.
Sorry, I'm just now imagining Mr. Burns as our fucking Dreadlord.
That's cursed.
He sends the shambling corpse of Smithers out to relay info.
Release the hound.
Yeah. I was actually just imagining him dressed as Harkins saying that.
That's really cursed. Thanks. I will forever have that image burned into my retinas.
Well, hey, on the upside, hopefully Whoops All Mimic won't hear that and then decide to, like, tweak the art they did.
I mean, if he does hear that, he's more than welcome to. I take no responsibility.
I just imagine whatever it is, it just comes back yellow. The skin's yellow.
Cursed.
It's so.
Oh, but
All
yeah,
right.
no, it's good to be
well,
back.
enough about the Simpsons. Why don't we ring around the treehouse, introduce ourselves?
See what you did there?
Hee hee. Hey y'all, it's me, your boy Tick Stixel. You can find me all over the internet, occasionally posting art. This coming week, as far as I'm aware, you can obviously find me here, doing this right now. Tomorrow we should be over at the Amusing Thalia's channel for some more Near Replicant. On Friday, we should be back over at Distortion Devil's channel for some more Cazador's Guide to Saving the Cosmos. And then, Vaughn, correct me if I'm wrong, but Saturday we're back at it again.
Yes,
Are we
should
doing
be
Of the Devil?
No, we still have 2 more episodes of Dispatch, but the last 2.
Got it. So we are still dispatching the clowns. Got it. Understood. But yeah, that's what I'm doing in the next week. You can find me at all of those places, and I'm gonna pass the more like dribble, the talking skull to Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah. I'm here today. I'm on my channel tomorrow, as you heard from Saris. I'm hoping to be on my channel on Thursdays, and then we'll be back on Distortion Devil's channel on Fridays. So if you're following Saris, you'll probably find me. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have going on right now. We're just hanging in there mentally. I hope everyone just, I hope you take care of yourself, and I hope you have a good day. And I'm gonna pass it to someone who is kind and lovely and supportive. So here you go, Skelly.
Jump scare.
Jump scare, Skelly. All right, there you go. I'm gonna actually pass it to Kaz for the sake of giving Skelly a moment.
Hey,
Hi.
sorry, I am running a great deal behind today, and had
We are
my
also
net for a
live.
minute.
We
Yeah,
are
I
live.
figured.
Okay.
Glad you're here.
Yeah. We were worried there for a second. Anywho, hi, I'm Kaz. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky under Catastrophe Cause or under Sarcastic Vision. I am currently prepping for a con, that I will be guesting at, so I will have, a booth, and I will be running some events and some panels and blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. So if you see me doing anything, it will be just that. And that is coming up next weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So I'm going to dribble our lovely friend Skull here to Zan.
Whoa! That's me. with the new year now here upon us, we cannot change that. I'm gonna be back to my hopefully normal stream schedule ish. Tomorrow I would normally be on my own channel, but instead I'm gonna be hanging out with the lovely Connor McKinley / Distortion Devil for his birthday. So go check him out, see what he's up to. He's having a good time. Then Tuesday, twitch.tv / Distortion Devil at 1 p.m. PST. We have some more Beckna Eve of Ruin. And then twitch.tv / Monty Glue at 7 p.m. PST on Thursday. We have some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Then Fridays, twitch.tv / Distortion Devil again at 3 p.m. PST. We have some more Cassador's Guide to the Cosmos. And then Saturday, twitch.tv / The Unexpectables. We are closing on the finale of Gateway. And for now, that's me. But you can catch everything I do and when I do it on my Blue Sky, where I post everything at Xanilus Grim. Aside from that, that's me. So I will gently hand the talking skull. It can be delayed no longer to Skelly Alpha.
Hi, I'm Skelly Alpha, and apologies again for being late. My phone was dead, and I rushed home as soon as I could. I had to deal with a thing. It's been a bit of a day. But here now, everything's just fine. There's no emergencies or anything like that. But I can be found under the same name at Twitch and Blue Sky. The coming week is going to be a pretty good time. The coming Friday, we are continuing our Archipelago run with the 4 Gears crew. Tuesday, we are continuing Liminal Ads. And Monday and Wednesday, we are continuing our playthrough of Cobblemon. I've started a Cobblemon server with some friends, and we're starting to get really into the thick of it, and some of us are starting to make custom teams that fit our island, and we're going to pit them against each other, all kind of gym leader style. But that's really it on my end. I guess that leaves Vaughn, right? I think because I came in midway.
Yeah, no, you're all good.
That's good.
Okay.
But yeah, hi, you've already
Skeleton
found me
skeleton communication.
Yes, we just pick up the bone phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv / BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at BurnoutVaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. And yeah, pretty similar to a lot of what everyone else has said. Tomorrow you can find me over on Leah's channel for more Near Replicant. Then on Saturday, yes, we have the final 2 episodes of our Dispatch playthrough, where, yeah, episode 6 definitely leaves off on a cliffhanger that we just gotta pick up the pieces for, so that'll be fun. But yeah, and then possibly the following week, possibly look out for the next Saturday, because something might be in the line that I might have had Skelly help me fix some things for last night, so be on the lookout for that for some Save by Spell stuff. But with that out of the way, it's time for us to get underway, so I've got to play our lovely theme song.
I guess it depends on one if you want to like go out and buy something or if you have enough on hand to do whatever.
I have so much in my stash.
Literally all of Brittle, I have not spent any money other than on the absolute metric fuck ton of ribbon that I have had to buy
I
for this
believe
stupid
that
outfit.
entirely.
Everything else I've just had, including a random top hat.
You had
Like-
a skull. You had a skull
I
in your
I
stash.
did. I mean, no one's surprised there. I have a lot of skulls.
Listen, the fact that you had the exact skull that you need,
I
the
know.
exact size that you needed it,
I know.
really impressive.
Is it impressive or is it a problem?
You know what? You know what? Slide stage left. Alrighty. Well, with that done and out of the way, who would like to give me a recap of what happened last we left our heroes?
Nose goes.
Went last time. Someone else's.
All right, I can do it. So, starting off last time, we had a bit of a dream adventure, having the fallout from Ophestiel and Lena's dream, where they were kind of accosted by plants in the undergrowth. Clem found themselves in a similar, like a plant dream, only the plants were much more calm and inviting. In fact, inviting them to tea. Unfortunately, they were invited to tea by the Old One, or possibly, as we would better know them, the leader of the Cult with No Name, who questioned them about several reasons about why we were approaching their lair, as it were, as well as their connection to Lena, as well as Lena's connection to them. And while some plot elements of Lena were mentioned, more threats were exchanged as we prepared to head on in. And then after a few days more transit, we managed to make it to the mouth of the cave behind the waterfall. And after having to jump across a bunch of standing pillars that separated the waterfall from the actual lake itself, we managed to make our way in and began exploring the cave. And so far we've found that it is very much full of a very strong amount of fungal life, but also a lot of death, a whole lot of skeletons, and skeletons that seem to be animated by some kind of force that isn't necromancy, question mark, question mark, question mark. And so we're beginning to further explore, while also Clem uses Omen to scout out the other half of the cavern as we go to this right side, where we have found what seems to be some kind of metal gate controlled by two wheels, one which Ophestiel is currently investigating. Not
Anybody
my best
have
recap.
anything else to add?
Necroplancy.
Damn it, that's
Shifty
close.
eye,
Thank you. I'll see
shifty eye,
myself
shifty
out.
eye.
I'll see myself out.
Alrighty. With that, I believe, if I remember correctly, we had an initiative order.
Sure, we did.
Let me get the music going. Is this it? Yes, it was. And pulling out my notes for that lovely initiative. All right. Top of the turn order. We have Branson.
All right. Well, having seen that Ophestiel's taken parts from one of the skeletons at their feet and started applying it to the wheel that they're looking at, Branson will start moving more towards over here, trying to scout out and make contact with the visual contact with the rest of this area over here. See if he can see any further. First off.
I am revealing some areas.
Alright. See, he probably can't see the well or anything from there, but at least seeing that there's no apparent threats, he'll then move over here and look over to Ophesio and just be like, "Do you think that these will open this gate?" As he gestures towards it.
I assume so. I'm not entirely sure what that will require, but you're more than welcome to help me figure it out.
Branson will attempt to try to at least give a small bit of a turn of the wheel in front of him, just to see if there's any like rust or anything kind of holding it back with pressure-wise.
You put your hand. Let me ask you this: which spoke / bone do you put your arms on? Hands on.
Probably
Just the one
of
immediately in front of you.
He'd probably put it on whichever spoke seemed the most secure. Probably not one of the bone ones that's attached. Probably one of the ones that's. Oh.
Just to re-describe so that you have the visual in your mind. You have both wheels, in which each of them has a spoke to the north, a spoke to the south. The one on the left has a spoke to the west. The one on the right has a spoke to the east. A festial put the femur of a skeleton in the open slot on the left-hand wheel. Which is the one that you're currently in front of, right? So you have 3 different spokes that are all made out of some type of metal, and then you have the one sort of slot where a festial has just jammed a bone inside.
Okay, yeah, he will take one of the metal spokes, probably the, I'll say southern one, and then try to twist towards himself, so to the left.
Okay. You find that even with your strength score, you yank and you tug and it does not move.
After a bit of exertion, Branson will groan and just be like, either it's completely jammed or something is keeping it shut. He gestures to his door. Let's see here. Would you say I still have enough movement to move towards the door, or have I used it up for the turn?
You haven't gone that far. I think you could make it up to the 10 feet up to the door.
Okay. And Branson will move over here, and he will lean towards the door and tap his axe against it, since it's all metal, and try to see like how thick it is, or if he can hear something on the other side from it.
So first and foremost, the frame is metal for sure. The actual door itself seems to be a slab of some sort of stone that's been engraved into. And so when you tap it, that's solid rock.
There must be something in the mechanism. Otherwise, they'd never be able to open the door with just these two, as he gestures to them. Especially with the pressure it seems it takes to... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, keep in mind, a Festial only jammed something into one slot. The one on the right has not been touched.
Okay.
We're working on it.
It
I'm thinking about it.
It may require both in tandem, but it'll take a lot of strength, at least from what I can see, as he just kind of gestures to the one he was trying to twist. And I guess that'll end his turn for now.
Sure. Next up, we have Lena.
All right. Last time, I believe, if I recall, there was the sound of crackling flame this way.
Correct.
Lena was on high guard, but nothing came. She looks back at Clem and Rosvan is like, we may want to be wary of what's back this way. But we should probably also look into what Branson and Ophestio are looking at. And she will...
Do you
Oh,
have
wait.
cause for concerns in your direction?
If there's lit flames, that means it could be frequented by other people, if I were to take a guess.
What is the worst that could happen? I said it ironically, so I think we're fine.
She cracks a bit of a smile and starts heading this way to come join the others. And trying to behold the mechanism as best she can, of course.
For sure.
She asks of Ophestio, is there anything I can do to help?
We might require your arms.
She would nod and I unfortunately don't have the extra 5. Well, yeah, I don't have the extra 5 feet of movement to get over there unless I use my action to move again.
You could use your action to move again.
She would do that. She would kind of maneuver like right here-ish, so she can reach the device.
It looks like, for your information, you would actually have to get to the direct 5 feet and not at the diagonal in order to reach
Oh.
the Stokes.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that since I have the whole movement left. She would get right up to it and move to provide assistance.
Sounds good. Rosvan.
Rosvan is going to wander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 to here. Actually, no. We'll go to... Zelena did warn about what's going on over there. Rosvan will move to around here and keep a lookout towards the north, the map
Sure.
northwest.
Go ahead
But
and
he's
roll me
gonna
a
use-
perception check.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good. 22.
So, similar to what I described before, there's quite a bit that you can see from your line of sight. The first thing that catches your attention is the vines immediately here. They're moving. Twitching. There really doesn't seem to be any sort of waffling like in a breeze. It's just like a twitch, like a move. Just barely. Otherwise, it's relatively still at this current moment in time. You also notice right now that there's a bit of actively flowing water right here, coming seemingly from the well. And the thing that immediately catches your attention is the fact that it is not blood red. It is clear.
Does it appear there's a wall here, or is it just out of light?
It is just out of light.
Okay. Rosvan will remove himself from the wall and go onto the floor and kind of just reflect on the area. These vines, they wouldn't happen to perhaps move like an assassin, would they?
You could always roll a nature check.
We'll try. 13.
At least very similar to one.
All right, fair enough.
Do you think it's fair to remind at this point that Clem said that room seemed dangerous as they were walking up behind? 'Cause
Yep.
has
Yeah, that
been
makes
a
sense.
couple- yeah.
Rosvan is looking for where the danger could be coming from, so he's kind of just being protective in that particular area. But that'll be Rosvan's go.
Alrighty. Ephestial.
I'm putting that femur in the other spot.
There was only one femur to be found. As you look around the bones that are around you, you don't see one that would be sturdy enough and or long enough to fit in the slot. Looks like all the bones that are left are like some ribs, some finger bones, a skull.
Is that just for the skeleton directly next to me?
Correct. If you want to look at the other skeleton in the room, you can get closer, and I can tell you what you can find.
Okay, I'm gonna go check this guy out.
Lots of spinal vertebrae. Again, some ribs, a skull. You see, like, this is really weird. In fact, it's kind of creeping you out a little bit. You see hands, fingers, feet, toes, but no extremities.
Gross.
No legs, no arms.
Branson, Lena, you two wouldn't have anything that would happen to fit in that spot, would you?
I could possibly wedge a piton in there.
Doesn't hurt to try.
I will tell you this. Just as a warning, if you put an item in there, it will be very difficult to get out.
Okay, well, I've got 10 pitons, so I wouldn't mind losing one. So Branson will just hold one out and offer it to Ophestiel.
Alright. I'm gonna go back to my wheel and shove it in there.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check on this one. Given the weapon.
Alright. I can read. There we go. That's a 4.
You're having a bit of trouble. You think it could fit, but you yourself are scrawny.
Thanks, noodle arms. Coming in clutch. Kind of dejected by his very sad strength attempt, he just holds it out to Branson or Lena.
What is... Shaq looks up from the wheel.
You got cut off at what is.
Yeah, she didn't say anything else. She just like looks up and just like trails off at what is.
I'll just stand there. Someone help me.
Lena absolutely would.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Ophestiel?
I'm just gonna go kick a nearby rock.
I'm sorry.
No.
Alrighty. Clem!
That's us. Clem is going to continue, for the sake of, like, Clem's safety, I'm moving at half speed as Clem. So Clem is just, like, walking along the wall this way, you know, keeping one hand on the stone. And this is going to take an action, but Invisible Spider is going to turn into Invisible Raven.
Okay.
And then is going to fly without touching any solid surface from there over to here. I'm gonna double check Raven flight distance. Yeah, fly 40 feet. Perfect.
And you are heading there. Got it.
Got
it.
Yeah, it would be right here, probably.
So I have to
kind of perch around the wall.
I have to ask you, Leo, would you rather me give the description and then reveal, or reveal and then description?
I'm a big fan of reveal than description, because as you describe it, we can kind of put together what we see on the map.
Yeah.
But if you would prefer to describe to keep things vague until others see, that is totally fine with me.
Would you be opposed to me doing that?
No, that is why I said it's fine.
Sure. Okay. The air is different here. You as Omen sensed danger in that open area with the well. But as you move into this other area, there is an air of tense chaos. The first thing reaching your eyes is the dim residue of magic. As if a dancing light spell had been used routinely only to fizzle out and leave sparkles. It's like if you've ever seen a black stone that has like a shimmer quality to it. The ground almost looks as such. But not just the ground, the mushrooms, the bookcases, the stones, the desks. Your eye, as Omen, drifts from a destroyed bookshelf, books tumbled all over the place, to one standing almost pristine. Then off to the corner, you see, like I said, multiple, not one, but two desks. Books, both open and closed, with clearly writing utensils sit around them. You see what appears to be a clear orb seated promptly at the top of one. As I gotta zoom in a little bit closer, I'm so sorry. You also see some sort of contraption seated next to it, a rod that looks like it's attached to something else. The light, reflected by the shimmering floor, seems to glance over the smaller orb, reflecting with a green sheen. But then the cobwebs, the dismembered skulls littering the ground then catch your eye, as well as the skulls dangling from ropes upon the ceiling. And that is all you can see within your line of sight, but you get the sense, even from your position, there may be more. This is only the beginning.
Clem kind of pauses. There's like they were kind of walking forward. I like because like we're taking turns, but like there's a contiguous sense of movement outside of turn order. So Clem would be still like walking forward and kind of stumbling, but they would stop and just kind of pause for a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt if anyone is speaking as I start, but I believe I have discovered some more mysteries for us. There is, in the room past, what I believe Razvan was looking into, as far as I could see, but in the room past that, strong evidence. I may not be the most powerful arcanist that you may know, but there is evidence of residual magic, a sheen, a taste in the air, books strewn across the ground, and strange crystal orbs. I advise great caution when interacting with that room. That would be all they say. That would be my turn.
Okay. Bring us to the top of the turn order, Branson.
Okay, hearing that, Branson will look to Lena and Festival, be like, Lena, you assist Festival. I will try to lend aid to Razvan as he seems to be moving to investigate that area. As Branson will do. And from here, would I be able to also see the assassin vine?
Yes.
Seeing it kind of curling and moving, so like, He'll turn to Razvan. I'll try to incapacitate or at least distract the plant. As he just holds out his hand and do. Let's see here. He's going to shock him with lightning as he casts Sacred Flame on the Assassin Vine.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I have to move cat.
Oh, you're fine.
She decided sitting on my dice bag was the opportune place to sit, so I apologize. All right, there we go. Alrighty, that is not going to meet the DC. You watch as both of you, Branson, Razvan, and Clem through Omen, as this lightning strikes this vine. And as the burn marks, I understand it's radiant with flavor text here.
Yeah.
As the burn marks scorch one of the vines, you hear a high-pitched shrill enter the three of your minds for just a moment in wincing. And you watch as the vines do not retract, they do not coil in on themselves, but instead begin to almost attempt at camouflage, moving towards the ground, moving against the rocks of which hold it, curling and coiling, ready to strike.
Seeing that, Branson will just be like, be very careful when you tread the walls, Razvan. These things seem to be coiling around everything. And that'll end his turn.
Lena, you're up.
All right. As Branson goes, she keeps watch on him, before turning over to Festiel saying, "All right, let's see if we can turn this thing. Is it turnable? Yeah, it's turnable." She's like trying to like touch her hands on it, and make sure that it's an actual like crank or something before she actually starts manipulating it. And so she'll try turning it. She'll try and see which way has give to it.
As you try to tug and pull and push, you find that it's like trying to push against a brick wall. It is steadfast and firm.
Festiel, I don't think this is budging.
Yeah, Brinson struggled with the other one.
Maybe there's a lock of some kind preventing it from turning?
No magic.
Or magic. And that makes more sense than anything.
Clem did say there was remnants down that hallway. Maybe
Alright.
the smart move is to come back to this after some more exploration.
Good idea. And she will slowly let go of it, but she will gather herself and say, I'm gonna go make sure that Clem doesn't accidentally run into that wall over there.
Good call.
We'll give you a small smile and head over toward Clem, where she'll sort of like put a she's not gonna pat Clem like giving the signal to get their attention, but she will put sort of like a hand on Clem's shoulder just to like help guide.
Ah, thank you, Lena. I appreciate it.
Certainly.
I can't
don't
hear
think you
you
can
if
hear
you
me.
responded.
She moves the stage like, oh wait, I don't think they can still hear me.
Though I can
but
tell it is you because of the firmness of your arm. At
Jesus,
least,
like
I really hope it's you. It'd be really bad if it isn't, Lena. I feel like someone would have told me. It's probably Lena.
and she uses the rest of her turn to help Clem wherever they move, to not run into anything.
Sure. Sure.
It'll do it for me.
Alrighty. Razvan.
I think Razvan is going to attempt. He's going to move a little forward. And he's going to attempt to cast Bane on the vines.
Okay.
Kind of dabbing the back of his hand with a little bit of blood and flicking it towards the vines.
This feels very appropriate because, in your personal experience, vines are not particularly charismatic. You feel your magic take hold as the blood sort of seeps into the fibers.
And then he'll kind of look towards them for a moment, just eyeing them. Well, if anyone's going to lead past this treacherous series of plants, it would be you, Branson. And he'll give point of bardic inspiration to Branson.
Thank you.
And I think that will be Razvan's go.
Alrighty. Ephestial.
With I guess real quick before I leave the wheels, he's gonna look them over to see if there's any like runes or any like anything that would indicate that there was some sort of magic bound to these objects on their own.
Roll me an Arcana check.
That is a nat 1 for a 7.
This makes a lot of sense. You have no idea what you're even looking for.
Cool.
Like, you start to look at this wheel and like the the cylinders and the mechanics of this, and you are not only are you not super well acquainted with the arcane, you're not super well acquainted with like metallic style and or like technological machinations. And so as you kind of like look over this, you're like, is that a rune? No, that's a scratch. Is that a rune? No, that's this. Is that a rune? You know what?
The story of the druid trying so hard to be a wizard.
Trying so hard to be a wizard. Trying so hard to be a wizard.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, he's just gonna give up and come over here behind Branson.
Sure.
I am gonna move my lights.
Yeah, move your lights.
I will leave one for Lena and Clem. Wait, hold on. Okay. That one there, and we'll scoot that one up right here. Okay.
Give me just a second to reveal. You, from your line of sight, Ephestial, man, you can't see how far or how well that light went, but you can see illumination.
Well, the goal is preparedness, not
Yep.
really anything more than that.
And with that, anything else you would like to do?
Oh no, that's turn.
Alrighty, Clem.
I am going to continue using Lena's assistance. I will continue forward. I will, because of Lena's assistance, we'll say we move a little bit further this time. I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Kind of move up towards there, and then I'm going to continue having Omen push inward this direction. I will be
Sure.
attempting to, as Clem, actively describing the things I see to everyone else.
Sure. From this line of sight, there's still things that seem to be obscured. But you do see that the tunnel and the, shall we say, inner, let's just call it what it is, lab, research facility, extends off westward to your as an omen's northwest, from which you can see what appears to be some sort of bench, more mushrooms, more skulls dangling from the ceiling.
I would push further in. Unfortunately, it is dark from this point
I-
onward, so I cannot see where
I
will put
can
Omen.
move if you would like to tell me how far in any direction you would like Omen to go.
Are there any exits from this room?
There's the one that you just took, and there's the one that I described, a tunnel headed to the
The
northwest.
tunnel headed to the north. I will do the same thing that they did last time to get across this room. They will lift into the air and kind of glide to get to the tunnel without touching any solid objects until
Sure.
they like land in the tunnel.
Dexterity saving throw.
You got it.
Yeah.
Query.
Just as Omen enters into the tunnel, something drops from the ceiling, and they, with their fluidity, just sort of veer just slightly out of the way.
They're just Clem would have oh. No explanation, just randomly would have made like an oh sound.
What you can see from here, going into the tunnel, you can see what appears to be some sort of, they're not quite proper like cots. They're like frames with tarps attached to them. You can see what appears to be some sort of like vat of liquid. You see what appears to be a couple of baskets and a barrel full of scrolls.
You said frames with like curtains or sheets around them. Do they look like plant nurseries?
Not quite.
Okay.
They're completely flat. Like, it's very easy to tell that it's not even covering anything. It is just held up off the ground and it is flat.
Got it. Strange structures, somewhat like a cot, but with, I believe, a sheet over it. Things are getting stranger the further we move in. There's a vat of some sort of substance I can't quite discern. I am going to, because they've been invisible, but at this point I'm going to specifically for their action have Omen roll a stealth check. That's a natural one.
Well,
I think we all hear. I think the stealth check there, the failure of the stealth check is as they're kind of gliding in, as the thing drops and almost hits them. Well, everyone just hears a from the other room,
Yeah.
just like a crow call. Oh well, there goes Omen's element of surprise, and that will be turn.
and that will be turn. Top of the turn order with Branson.
All right. Seeing that everyone's starting to follow suit, and with Razvan having said that, like, Branson probably should take point. He'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the middle of the room, seeing if the assassin vine moves towards him in any way.
Roll me a perception check with
Do-do-do.
advantage.
Okie dokie. 16.
It looks like it is still trying to stealth.
Hmm.
It is trying to remain camouflaged in the environment around it.
Branson will just kind of like gesture with his axe towards the light up here that's showing where like it is. He's like, keep your eye on the vine. It's trying to dig underground. If you step on it, it'll most likely capture you. As he just gestures there, and then he'll take a deep breath and then stick his tongue out and start scenting the air. As mentioned, we probably need this. Do-do-do-do. Detect magic.
Remind me, you have 60 feet?
Detect magic only goes for
30
30 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
In a cone.
Yeah, but like your dark vision is 60 feet, right?
I'll have to double check for do. Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So obviously this goes off. That's magical.
Didn't show me on the
No,
plan.
I'm not trying to troll you, but
This
yeah,
is this one right here. This
There
one.
it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, technically speaking, if you were to look behind you, that one would
Yeah.
also show magic. um, but what you do see with your dark vision, I'm gonna double check measurements really quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. You do not detect magic aside from Mephistiel's magic because of your range. But you do see something glittering upon the floor.
Mm.
In the darkness.
Be like, I'm sensing for magic, but I'm not close enough. What I can see is something sparkling in the floor. I'm not sure if it's dangerous or not yet. Just try to mind the vines as he'll just gesture towards them and wait for the rest to join him as he ends his turn.
Okie dokie. Lena, it's your go.
Lena will keep an eye on the group behind, but we'll move up behind Festial and Clem, sort of taking rear guard pointed with the current assembly. Mostly be using the action to keep a good eye on behind. Just trying to
Roll me
okay.
a perception check, but this time it's going to be listen based.
You got it. Oh. You know what? Better than in some kind of combat. Oh, okay.
I feel like this also makes sense too. It's a little difficult to detect things in a cave sometimes.
Yeah, the echoing voices ahead are probably obfuscating what may be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But that'll do it for her turn for the most part.
Okie dokie. Razvan, your go.
Razvan is going to move in the exact same foot patterns as Branson.
Wise
then
decision.
Is then going to try to move past Branson. I'll just keep. Huh. 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 And then we'll attempt to perceive for any potentially hidden objects upon the floor, walls, or ceilings that might be trapping of sort.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception. That is a 22.
So, some more things come into a bit of clarity for you. And I'm gonna have you do a couple of different rolls. So, first and foremost, you now get a sense, oh, there's something hidden that was originally out of line of sight right over here. You also,
Sorry, could you begin again?
yeah, right here.
Okay.
You also detect something. It's a little hard to see what exactly that is. Even with the light.
Overly
Hmm?
dramatically with his dark vision, he will point his rapier in a very theatrical pose towards that area, and then look back towards Branson. There is something odd over there. I can't quite place exactly what it is, but I perhaps would either be cautious or excited. Dealer's choice. That'll be Rason's go.
I'm not quite finished.
Oh, I'm
'Cause
so
you're
sorry.
22. You're good. Other things to note. You do see the spider webs, and now that you're closer, I mentioned they were cobwebs before. With a better view, with some light, because you see them here, right?
Mhm.
Not just over here. They're also over here. And they're across the ceiling. Those are living spider webs. Without the presence of light, it was difficult to deduce what they were, but now that you are actually in the dancing light, sure enough, these are living spider webs. If not, if even if the spider is not necessarily still here, right? They still have their sticky sheen to them. You now get the sense, too, that this object that was a little difficult to deduce what it was, that's a broken chair. Just straight up as a chair. And it appears, as well, it was easily hidden. But easily hidden due to, again, being in the dark. But there's another frame right in here that seems to be attached to some of these spider webs.
It does sort of appear to be a large number of spider webs, so you might want to be careful. Clem, keep your eyes closed.
No response.
Clem just sneezes.
That's Rason's go.
Yeah. Bringing us to Ephestial.
Yeah, he's gonna follow everyone. But considering Lena can't see and Clem can't see, he's going to offer Lena a hand. They warned about some dangerous vines up ahead. Follow me, I'll keep you away from them.
Oh. She would reach out and gently take your hand and say, "Oh, thank you."
I just
And-
realized it's literally the blind leading the
The
blind.
leading
right
the
now.
Yep.
It's literally the blind leading the
Yep.
blind.
It's the half blind leading the blind leading the blind. Oh my god.
Being led by a
Like,
mute
between
person.
yeah, between the three of us, we have a good functioning eye.
Exactly one.
Just one.
Literally one.
So he's going to come up, I guess right here, out of the way of the vines, with Lena and Clem along. But now that I'm a little closer, I'm gonna try to light up more of this room. I can see more of the map at the same time. Okay. Yeah. No, that's what I want to say. I'll put it there. Okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
He is going to, now that he's closer to it, inspect this vine plant without getting too close. Is this anything that he's recognized, would have seen before?
Nature check.
That's a 15.
This one is a bona fide assassin vine.
Okay.
The assumption that was made above table is genuinely correct in this case.
Okay.
And it looks like I said, it's trying to camouflage itself.
Yeah. I mean, being that the other guys have kind of restrained it, keeping distance just seems like the best course of action. Actually, now that I'm also in here, the bigger plant to the left,
Mm-hmm.
do I have good visuals on that now? Or
Oh
is the...
yeah. It's within in the light that you have from dancing lights, and that is I didn't fully describe it beforehand because I forgot and I apologize. This thing is huge. The size that you can see on the map is adequate. And I mean, this is a really cavernous space in terms of this cave. This creature appears to be about 10 feet tall. And it has its trap, shall we say, appendages wide open, waiting.
Does it appear to be the same as the one that we saw in our recent dream?
Roll me, again, another nature check.
22.
There's something different about this one. They're similar, definitely similar. There's something different about this one.
Alright. Well, I can't get any closer to it, so that is turn for me for now.
Alrighty. Clem.
All right, Clem is going to continue allowing themselves to kind of be led, and I think they and Lena move up, kind of following Ephestiel, following their lead, and I am going to have Omen continue down this hallway.
Okie dokie. You see beyond it. This part is a little difficult simply because line of sight is far more narrow. You see where the tunnel begins to curve. There's a section that almost looks like it almost caved in, but you can clearly see an opening, and with the footsteps on the ground, I mean, like the trekking, you can clearly tell that that was used even after the rocks fell and caved in. You see another bookshelf as well as another barrel of scrolls. You see more frames with those tarps. And other than that, the tunnel just keeps going.
I think Clem just informs people on the basics of that. More parchment and the like. Tunnel continues off to the left. I have Omen kind of like look around, hop like 5 feet backwards, see where everyone is. Razvan, I'm having Omen scout ahead for you, but be careful in that room. I got a bad feeling there.
As do I, but appreciate it.
Going to have Omen keep going down that hallway. So you may move Omen as you see fit, but they have, from that point, 25 more feet of movement if I don't have them dash.
Do you have them dash?
At the moment, no, because even though they
Okay.
failed the stealth check, they are still trying to be quiet and to
Mhm.
move to be stealthy while moving. You have to move at half speed, so that is
Right.
what they are doing.
Okay. Yep. They have been moved.
Alrighty, that is turn.
That is turn. Top of the turn order with Branson.
Okay, seeing everyone start to follow it, like the path, Branson's going to reach into his pack and pull out a pair of torches. He's going to take one and he's going to stake it into the ground right here next to him. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. Set another one right here. Then he's going to hold out his hand and use thaumaturgy to light both of them.
Okay.
At which point he'll call. At which
Really
point he'll
quickly.
call back. Yeah, go ahead.
No, just really quickly. I'm gonna put little icons there for your information.
Thank you. He'll just call back. Just keep both of the 2 torches. That'll tell you where the distance of the vines are. At which point he will then use the rest of his movement to head this way towards whatever this is, as it was indicated to him by Razvan. Also, at which point does anything else in the room start to ping with magic?
Give me like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
To find the asset that I need real quick, and then I will let you know the answer to that question. In the meantime, that's not what I wanted. Roll 20 sure is thinking about it.
It do be paid by the hour.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a little wonky, but it is what exists in the free assets, so just bear with me. I saw the one. Do you mind
Yes, it would
pinging
be-
for me this? Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to put that on this layer. All right. So,
Perfect.
first and foremost, you see there a desk. Being much closer, you notice that there is some sort of what appears to be an unlit lantern there. You see vials, some full, some empty, held up in little racks. You see what appears to be parchment spread across. It would be difficult from this position to be able to see exactly what's on them, as well as a single quill, and it appears that an inkwell was on the table, but is now tilted over, almost about ready to completely fall off the desk, and you see the stain of ink down the side.
Okay.
As for magic, this surprises you none. Whatever magic was here is residual. It is not active, and therefore you cannot really determine a school. But you do detect the remnants of magic, and you detect it, obviously. You can kind of see the sparkles, the attempt to sparkles everywhere. But you also see it up here, and here, and here.
All right. Branson will call back. In the center of the room, something was cast. Some experiment, perhaps. Beware the desks, they also have the remnants of magic. One of them has some vials on it with some substances. I will leave that to you as he gestures towards Ophestiel and Clem in the distance. And that's all he'll do for this turn.
Alrighty, Lena.
All right. Following the aid from Ophestiel, she will follow the path that that Ophestiel follows, along with Clem, moving to probably like I guess right here would be her normal movement. Just trying to keep close.
Your hand reaches out for that bush. It has a very familiar feel and a very familiar scent. In fact, both you and Clem, on a second whiff, would recognize it. That is meekleberry. But it's growing underground for some reason.
I wonder if whatever they were doing out above the waterfall must have started here. Maybe they developed something with the meekleberries here and took seeds there. She mostly furrows her brow, but continues along with Ophestiel. No dashes or anything this turn, since holding hands with two people, essentially.
Scandalous.
No, right?
Hand holding in my horror stream. Alrighty.
That do it.
It's just
Rosma.
gonna make it all the more tragic when Clem dies.
Don't
No,
even put that in
no,
the
no.
ether!
No, don't redshirt yourself, please.
Oh, but it's the
I have-
most fun.
I have the mental image of like both Vaughn and Skelly like taking you by the shoulders and sitting you down in a seat. All right, it is Rosvan's turn.
All right, Razvan, invoking the fuck it be ball mentality, is going to take 1, 2, 3 to here, and is going to investigate the weird thing.
Yeah, the weird thing. The thing about the weird thing, besides the fact that it is a weird shape, you
Me too,
can't really
thing.
tell what it's. Sorry.
Nothing.
You can't really it now that you get a little bit closer. It looks almost bowl shaped. But it sure as hell isn't made out of like wood or like clay. And you see what appears to be like stain from like a liquid across its inner side, inner elements.
Okay.
It looks like it might have been a component of some kind. You're not really sure what for.
Perhaps this was a magical component of some kind. Hard to tell. Perhaps someone with better knowledge on some subject could investigate, but there was something else hidden over here. And he will
Are you-
investigate this area.
Amazing. So, you were requiring me to pull out the tomes. Do you specifically look at the bucket of scrolls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So there's a lot in here. It looks like a good chunk of it seems to be like rough drafts of sorts. But the more you dig in, you find spells. You're a bard, though. So this poses things as a little bit more dicey. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay. $15.
That is the DC.
It's just that easy.
You are able to identify 4 spell scrolls. 2 of them are 2nd level. The first one you pull out appears to be the spell Borrowed Knowledge.
Borrowed knowledge.
The second spell, Wither and Bloom. You then pull out 2 3rd level spell scrolls. The first is Plant Growth, and the second is Animate Dead.
An interesting collection. Could be more telling. It would appear that there is a few scroll works of arcane magic. One designed for gaining knowledge, another one for, well, the spell Wither and Bloom. And we have very much more powerful spells of plant growth and animate dead. Does anyone make anything of this?
We should burn the
you
last
said-
one.
Did you say plant growth?
Aye.
I knew that spell.
Roswell will pocket the scrolls.
Okay.
But I do think that is a decent amount of exploration for one turn, so that'll be Roswell's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Leading us to a Festial.
Mhm. Okay, so we're going to continue following the safe path. And I'm gonna come up here. Is this the bookshelf that has been destroyed? If I'm
Yeah, that's a destroyed bookshelf for sure.
Yeah. And he's going to kind of rummage around there and see if there's anything that is not too destroyed to read.
I'm going to request 2 different rolls from you.
Okay.
The first one is not probably what you originally expected. Roll me a survival check.
Uh-oh. That's a 12.
Given your background, there's something that you find particularly interesting about the way that this has been destroyed. Because it looks like something was like pushed or crashed into it and just happened to hit it with enough force to snap the shelves. Then you see claw marks that appear around the wood and digging into the books. The next roll I'm going to have you do is an investigation check.
And that is a 7.
You detect one thing of use. Barely. It's practically in tatters. But you are able to find one thing in particular. You see a book with notes in it. You don't need to roll this, especially given your background. You see page after tattered page after page of anatomical diagrams, musculoskeletal systems, claws, scales, antlers. The big ones that you're able to see, though, of complete pages, you see an anatomical log of a bear, an elk, a wolf, and a man.
This is interesting. Looks like somebody was researching animals in here. Though for what, I couldn't tell you.
And with that, Clem.
All right, Clem is you know, we no real nothing ventured, nothing gained. We're going to attempt to do the thing that the others were doing, albeit blind. Mostly using Lena's assistance. Boop.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get across that way. And Omen, wherever you are, there, I found you. I can hover over the darkness, and there's a spot where like it like lights up the mic so I can, or not the mic, the mouse so I can see it. But not like vaguely where he is. But yeah, I'm going to have Omen continue moving forward.
Man, this cavern really collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
There's no, it's not even possible for like a rat.
no, it is. It is. It's
Okay.
just like a person could fit in here, but it's like looking at this is like, oh, something must have like there must
Something
have been
happened. Okay, got it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Clem will call forward. The path to the left, in the room that we are all entering, there is some sort of tunnel collapse. I wish everyone to watch your footing and look out above you. I don't know what the structural integrity will look like in the rest of the caverns. Be wary.
And is that turn?
I think the only like other thing is that we would have I would have as an action Omen turn into a rat, so that they can like more easily, you know, with rat
Yeah.
squeeze ability is more easily make their way through the
Totally.
rubble.
Totally.
But that is turn.
That is turn. Top of the turn order with Branson.
All right, since Rosvan's investigating the one desk and Ophesiel's investigating the bookshelf, Branson will move over to here and start investigating these two desks.
Yes. Okay, excellent. Let me know if you have difficulty, because you find that open book is the first thing that catches your mind. And while there is quite a bit that is difficult to read because it looks like something either damaged it, you see pages torn out, you see ink spills with things just completely illegible, but there are elements that are legible. Let me know if you have any difficulty reading this.
Let me see here. Just need to stretch the thing out a little bit here. Okay. Just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Let me take a drink before I start doing all of this reading.
We love
Okey
cold
dokey.
reads.
You all do. This is my literal hell. But okay, here we go. Testing on Project 44 has been delayed due to a lack of resources. We've been awaiting news of recruits capable of hunting predators. However, I expect things to remain precarious as we wait and the future remains uncertain. Most of the Nameless still have no idea that experiments are being done, much less in the underground. As far as I'm aware, that is to remain the status quo. I suggest to the Overseer of Project 44 that we send out scouts to seek out the remains of predators instead, but the Overseer expressed open concern I am hoping to persuade them to reconsider, as our options have begun to dwindle by seemingly the day. The other nameless have expressed interest in testing on Ursaid specimens, as they might have more physical strength and fortitude. However, my concern is that their structure lacks the physicality needed to combine stealth and speed. The fungus seems to grow upon anything that is capable of decay, so truthfully, it is a question of the host. I have suspicions I know what they will aim to collect. The implications and potential consequences could be extremely impactful, but we shall have to wait and see if the specimen host can be obtained, then in turn successful. At this time, we have yet to be able to test the Overseer's theory on the melding capabilities, but all tests on the fungi have demonstrated potential for success. It seems to thrive even when we don't monitor it, and in truth, the fact that we can leave it to its own nature is both brilliant in allowing us the opportunity to focus on other elements of the experiment, and yet also a bit unnerving. I suppose all mushrooms act like that in the wild, as I suppose that makes these mushrooms no different than those outside. Part of me doubts that the experiments will be fruitful even remotely, but I've heard from others testing groups that the insubordination results in disappearances, making this no safer than Skull proper. For now, I'll keep my doubts to myself. Log 36. Rumors of the scavenger's presence in the Skald's outskirts has caused some buzzing amongst the workers and assistants. Some seem to wonder if the scavenger will inadvertently draw unwanted attention towards our operation. Some seem to think the scavenger is a threat. Idiots in my book. As far as I'm concerned, the presence of the scavenger could be a boon in... Next page. Our favor. Call it an omen, but we could absolutely use this as an opportunity for a breakthrough here. I haven't presented it yet, but I want to propose that we follow in the scavenger's footprints, unseen. If the rumors are true, then the bodies of their prey should be fair game for use of our own purpose. After all, it prevents us from having to scrounge the earth for anyone who actually has the skill and experience needed to hunt a predator. With everything we need unearthed, our goals would be much easier to reach, and I have no doubt that the old one would appreciate a faster turnaround. If the corpses we find are already within any of the latter stages of decomposition, that would take off any wasted time from waiting. But I'm fully prepared to provide an alternative solution in the case that any specimens are found still putrefying. Unless, of course, the Overseer permits the observation of the putrefaction process, as we all one day will become the earth, absent of all name or renown, perhaps witnessing the wonder of the unification of our bodies with the soil and the fungus will inspire the other nameless. After all, it is the gift that the Old One has offered all of us to bear witness and appreciate. Log 40. Progress with Project 44 officially started during the quarter moon. The Overseer approved of the suggestion, stating that so long as the bodies could be cleansed of their arcane charms, anything found in the wake of the scavenger could be utilized. She even suggests it would potentially bring us closer to a better understanding of the fungus and how the mold interacts with inorganic variables. That it could bring us closer to the soil itself, something about the lands here being just as living as we are, and that to join it would be to return to our natural state of things. I've set out a few of the other nameless to scrounge for bestial corpses. I'm assuming all the targets of the scavenger would remain lupine, but in the beginning stages, I won't be picky. On a second thought, perhaps more subjects to test would give us more insight on the reactivity and natural instincts of the fungus. Until such time as they bring in new samples, I won't have much to report. Though, the mushroom seems stable for now. Stable, though frail, and the mold seems to be mixing with the mushrooms well. At least they seem to be coexisting. Next page. Log 52. Experimentation on the obtained cadavers has moved into its first full week of testing. The different specimens have all been exposed to both mold spores, the mushroom spores, and the few that have been exposed to both. In the preliminary stages, we are mainly focused on examining any notable differences between the three groups. Given that we are working with two different species and variables, I find it entirely necessary to examine the differences effectively, requiring two controls in addition to our three different cadaver groups. The mold group seem to be experiencing the most activity. As of now, the mold has grown nearly double the amount of lesions on the corpse utilized. The scaly spots have grown larger as well, seemingly spread across the related regions, and resulting in notable patches visible from even a short distance. The air still seems to be largely devoid of spores, but given the results reported from the laboratory circa melancholy, I have instructed the others to approach with caution. I have instructed them to move from just wearing gloves to also wearing facial coverings when working with the moldy ages. The mushroom group appears to be experiencing a slower amount of activity. The cluster took root into each of the present cadavers as recently as yesterday, which appears to be the most growth observed since the specimens have been accumulated. Additional notes will be presented at such time as notable changes are observed. The combined group seems to have behaved differently from the other two groups, in the areas of which the researchers introduced the mold in the same location as the rooted mushroom clusters. Black spots have developed in an ellipsis around the clusters. However, any placement from which the researchers introduced the clusters of samples separately show no notable observable difference from the other two groups of samples. I have instructed the others to take note and follow the development of the ellipses to see if the mold interacts with the mushroom, if at all. The mold control group shows consistency with the other observations presented by the melancholy lab. It seems to grow on any organic substance it can take hold on. When the mold lacks the presence of an anchor, extreme caution must be applied. We have implemented procedure to ensure that anyone who engages with the control cage is met with some sort of restoration magic in order to ensure the mold does not breach the containment. I have to wonder personally where the origins of this mold is, and why it behaves as ravenously as it does. I've seen other mold in natural environments, but none seem to behave as notably. Okay, which page is that for? Yeah. As this does. The last person to vocalize such curiosity, however, found themselves penalized, so I will continue to hold my tongue in public. The mushroom control group, on the other hand, aligns with the observations of mushrooms in the wild requiring dark, dank environments and consistent nutrients. We have yet to see the presence of spores, though the possibility still remains. I will continue on any progress. I'll continue to note any progress based on timely increments and otherwise notable milestones. I need another drink.
Go for it.
Oh, okie dokie, and oh, Blake Potatoes, thank you also for the subs. That's very kind of you. Oh. Log 74. Today's observations have led to a fascinating discovery. While the mushroom control group and the mushroom variable group have remained consistent in their growth, the experimental group has shown a change in its development, seemingly overnight. The mold's root, which were noted in log 63, have intertwined with the mushroom roots. However, the collective networks of roots spread out, stretching and weaving between the three different samples. The coloration on the mushrooms gradually has begun to shift as well. A discolored yellow now rings around the deep orange. While difficult to notice prior, the distinct contrast between the two colors makes it impossible to ignore. Furthermore, an obscure and dark ichor-like byproduct formed around the roots and spots where they penetrate the bone marrow. The ichor apparently sticks with rather viscous elasticity to whatever it touches. It took great difficulty to remove my colleague's glove from the specimen after investigating the new substance. I fear that this may cause yet setbacks in the experimentations if we are unable to handle and or remove the substance. Around the third hour of observation, one of my colleagues reported the sound of scraping against the stone floor. When the three of us went to examine the sound, we immediately bore witness to the roots pulling the bones from the other two lupine samples gradually across the cage. It almost looked like a conglomerate of mold and mushrooms had moved the other two corpses together, towards it. We have yet to determine if the fungus will consume the two other specimens, as we witnessed with both mold groups, or if the fungus is expanding. Log 82. The fully fused specimen with experimental group, now referred to as Caries lupus, twitched during today's observations, but unlike before, where the roots of the fungus pulled the bones together, one of the jaws lowered. The ichorine roots almost resemble the twitching of a muscle, like a finger or an eye. I saw it move twice, with no mistake. The jaw lowered, then closed again, once again, shortly afterwards. But each of the movements retained that short, subtle, spasmodic nature. I have to wonder if the thing we have created is living in the ways we never predicted. It doesn't resemble the ghouls in the woods, nor does it resemble the knights who lurk in the Dargocht keep halls. I requested that we move Caries Lupus to containment room in case development continues whilst outside of supervision. The overseer agreed that would be in our best interest. All experimentation on the experimental group must be done within containment room, with the door locked from behind. Sending stones and message spells will act as intermediaries. Log 90. I can hear Caries Lupus moving whenever I pass the containment room. It's a metallic sound, like bones scraping against the bars of a cage. I have to wonder how it's able to produce such a sound, one so grating to the ears. It's so loud. Even the dirt and rocks from the caverns can't seem to contain its ringing. My colleagues express anxiety whenever asked to observe the experimental group. If I ask them to examine the mushrooms-only group, they have no problem, and the mold-only groups have since died out a long time ago due to lack of substance. But asking them to collect data on the experimental group is like pulling teeth, a game of nose-goes they play. Foolish and childish, and yet nothing I say eases their concerns. In truth, I find their fear irrational, even if I do have questions myself. It's just a pile of mold and rot, no different from an owl pellet. My question, though, is why, if we are so focused on examining the return to soil, why instead we have to create something above it, something alive? Sure, none of us could have anticipated this development. If we had, I'm sure the Overseer would have prohibited this direction, but I can't help but wonder if we should have started over weeks ago. Started from the beginning, tried something else. We are not straying from our goal. Are we not straying from our goal? Log 106. I just got the news. One of the other lab hands was found dead in the containment room. Evidently, she went into it without authorization or stated intention. When she was found, mold and ichor covered her body, and the Caries lupus seemed to be feeding. I can't imagine what that must have looked like. The researcher in charge of the mushroom control group apparently saw it happen, and was the one to discover her. Trying to ask him what had happened and what it looked like only got us nowhere. He couldn't put words together, totally in shock. None of us could have prepared for this sort of outcome. Thus, the Overseer determined the best course of action would be to move in pairs. No one is to go into the containment room without another set of eyes and a person ready to open the doors. And when no one is inside, the wheel pegs for the left side of the portcullis has been relocated. This should keep it inside and us outside, in theory. I think we should have stopped a long time ago. Why are we still researching this? Why are we still being expected to handle this? We aren't adventurers. We aren't bards. We can't fight. If Miliel is still alive, I wonder what he thinks of this. Have we strayed too far? The song no longer sings down here. Not even the mushrooms sing anymore. Log 112. Someone left the door open. Whew.
Excellent work, Vaughn.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
Code reads are not easy.
Yeah, I'm going to take another quick drink real quick.
And good work, Saris. That was very well written.
Yes.
Thank you.
I got a ton of very much like in the vein of Resident Evil vibes in all of the best ways. But yeah, Branson having probably taken a while everyone was doing stuff to read through all this very slowly and ponderously, will just go, I have found something, and we are all in very much danger.
Very much danger.
There is something in here with us. Something that... A fungus that walks on the skin of a wolf. And has already hunted everything in here. As he gestures towards all of the death. We should not be traveling alone. We should all be grouped much closer together. As he looks back towards Lena and just starts moving to try to do... That should be most of his movement. To try to make it so that way everyone's within a certain reach of each other. He's also... Not knowing how familiars work, he's going to put a hand on Clem and kind of squeeze and kind of shake them a little, knowing that they can't hear him, but try to like get their attention.
I am going to assume that's no, Branson, firmness of grip.
Branson will, across Clem's shoulders, just slowly, like right with a finger, D-A-N-G-E-R.
I'm going to... this is just a personal check for me.
Danger.
Danger. I appreciate the affection, whoever is touching me, but please save it for after we're out of a dangerous area.
Branson is going to slap his face with his upper hand and drag it down before he then just starts shaking Clem a little bit more vigorously.
Okay, one moment. And on my turn, I will, pop back out.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can really do too, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Lena, you're up.
You know what would be a fantastic idea is if I took Branson's advice and followed along with Ophestiel's lead and made sure to, get up here. Great idea, right?
Yeah, totally.
And says, are you sure it's still in here? Wouldn't it have maybe left? Otherwise, I'm going to use my action to move again. Now that we're in this room, and kind of like move to about here-ish near the light provided, and that will do it for her turn.
All right, Razvan.
Razvan, hearing the potential danger as he had been warned and foretold of a few times now, will head back towards the group and keep an active, I suppose, perception on any fungus-adorned wolves around him, I suppose.
I mean, where's my mouse? That skeleton looks pretty intimidating.
Razvan will go investigate the skeleton.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Natural 20 with a 22.
Natural 20. This one obviously does not move. But I bring it to your attention as you see what appears to be like holes throughout the bone and marrow, with little rings of black around each of these holes, and there are many of them. And you see what appear to be tiny, tiny sprouts of shroom on this particular skeleton. It is, in fact, you deduce, lupine in nature, but it is incomplete, as it is lacking tailbones, and it is lacking one of its legs. Again, at current, it does not move. But as soon as Branson mentions that specifically, your eye is drawn to it in the floor.
Hmm. It is difficult to say, but these bones are rather damaged, as though something pierced through the very marrow itself. I'm curious to know whether or not it was chewed through or something grew out of it. I've heard tales of mushrooms and other like spores going and doing such things, but I have never seen it personally. Regardless, I do not believe this is our foe. At least I hope. Where next do you think we should go, Branson?
I don't know, but all I know is this. It somehow escaped from that vault.
Rasvan will nod. And move over towards the well and see if anything has changed at the well.
It's still leaking, so to speak. But as you kind of peek your head down, you can't see anything, but you can hear moving water. Like a waterfall from down the well.
It appears to be flowing water from down below. Considering it is a well, I would imagine that this is fresh water.
It certainly is
Yeah.
clear. It's not red.
Rasvan will finish his movement to here. That'll be his go.
Sure. Sure. A festial.
That journal, did Branson read that out loud or to himself?
I will say he read it to himself, but he's trying to, at this point, without acting through it every time, he's trying to pass on as much knowledge as he can to the group, while pointing to different sections in the book.
For thoroughness sake, he's gonna go back, and actually take it. So Festival pockets the journal
Okay.
to reference back to. The orb and the glowing, is that a rod or a staff on the back of this desk?
It sure looks like it.
He's very interested in those.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
It's an 8.
I'm actually going to be generous and give you advantage on this one.
Appreciate
because,
it. I'm not
because
not-
it takes a second. It takes a second. But you look at your staff and you have a moment of realization. These are spell focuses. The staff and the orb, like the rod that you see and the orb right next to it, you recognize those very quickly. They're not something you would ever use, but you can clearly tell that they're spell focuses.
Well, if that journal is to be believed, then whoever was doing their magics in here died in these caves.
You notice one other thing. You didn't ask, but I'm going to give it to you. You look down at the other notes on this desk in front of you, And this is going to require another Arcana check.
22.
22. Interesting that you would know this. Are you sure you're not a wizard?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well. It's really interesting because at first you're like, what am I looking at? You see currently spell scrolls, but they don't look like spell scrolls that you've ever seen. And by that I mean, why are there notes in the margins? Things crossed out, things highlighted, little diagrams around certain. Oh, it clicks. Someone was deconstructing the magic of these spell scrolls. And on a 22, I can actually tell you all of the spell scrolls that you see. Though it's odd because by no account should you realistically know of these spells. You don't know that much about like book study magic, but oh well. You see, we'll start with the easiest to decipher and move to the hardest. You see a deconstruction, like someone trying to unmath Shillelagh, followed by entangle, followed by feign death, followed by animate dead,
Well, he'd recognize one of those spells because I can do that spell
yep,
for sure. Um. Interesting. Hey, Rosfun, those spell scrolls you saw, did they have any notes scribbled on them?
As far as he'll check the scrolls. Is there anything other than the?
nope. They look like standard spell scrolls.
Does not appear so.
I found another 4 that seemed to be studied, rewritten. I can't say I know exactly what all these magics do, but one of them I do. And he's going to also take all of them and pocket them.
Okay. Mechanically speaking, because of the deconstruction work on these spells, they are not spells that can be utilized, just for your information. Not in the sense of I read it off and it casts a spell. You might be able to use it for other purposes, but not for the traditional purpose.
Okay, and lastly, I'm going to put another light down this corridor a little bit.
Sure.
Was this the path that Elman has been traveling down?
Correct.
Okay.
And with that, Clem.
Coming back around to Clem. Clem is going to use their action to end the effect with Omen.
Sure.
Branson, yes? You needed something.
Branson will like make sure they've got their serious face-on is making complete eye contact with Clem. The cult seemed to have strayed from what they originally wanted. They created something. They mixed funguses, spores, and other things with the remains of prey of the scavenger. Wolves that
This
walk,
does-
but now... go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
Wolves that walk, but are now carried by fungus.
That fits with much of what we have learned so far, though is still concerning. And Clem's kind of doing a look around. Did you find this on some... was this written somewhere, or...
A torn up journal with logs missing. Ophestiel's currently having it, but know that the last log was simply that the door was left open. It escaped, and I assume that everything we've seen are the remains of what was left here after it was done with them. I suggest we stay close and be ready.
I agree. Razvan,
Eh.
I just wish to inform you of that plant right there, next to the well. It was particularly mobile. Just be wary.
That I shall.
I am then going to move up next to Ophestiel, and I will, Clem will spend their action and like turn reading and catching up on the thing. Whatever Omen
Sure thing.
does when Clem is not giving orders is Omen's prerogative.
Yeah, for sure. I will give you an update when the time comes.
But that should be turn.
Top of the turn order. Branson.
Alright, give me one quick second here. I'm going to see if I can do a quick measure. 2. Okay. Branson's going to take a deep breath and drop his concentration on detect magic, as instead going to switch over to try to have something up that might be more useful. He is going to have detect evil and good up.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's going to try to, again, usually like he does, try to check for the scent of undead, but also check for anything that seems unnatural within the, I believe it's 30 feet? Yeah, 30 feet range of him, where he's currently in the center of.
Good to know, good to know, good to know. I will definitely keep you posted if anything pops up on your radar.
Alright, so while they're over...
in the
Oh,
mean-
go ahead.
I was just going to ask if there was anything else you wanted to do.
Yeah, following that, he's going to move over. Oop, let me get back to... He's going to move next to Razvan and keep the buddy system going while keeping an eye out for things. And he'll just be like, good to check the well, but keep an eye on the ceiling. You're more attuned to checking that since you walk on it. I don't know if this thing can crawl or climb or whatever it might. That's basically all he can really do for right now.
Okie dokie. Lena.
All right. Was it said this direction this way was collapsed, or is that actually
Down the
just a
tunnel.
different-
Down the tunnel, yes.
Okay. Lena will look toward Clem and Ophestiel and say, should we keep with the other group? Stick close, that something's around here, maybe?
That was That was Branson's warning, and I don't think it's a bad idea.
However, I don't think we should leave whatever's down there unchecked. Just in case.
Lena gives both of them a nod and will say, I'll head first, then. And she will slowly head to the west. Kind of having weapon up, and she's essentially like taking the dodge action as she moves forward. And we'll move to like right near the light here.
Sure thing. You see a vat of some sort of liquid. The frames with you see, like, in your blind sense, you sense a barrel, another couple of structures around you, wooden frames,
Mhm.
perhaps what almost looks like perhaps a bucket. It's a little difficult to tell, but you could see / feel a couple of different structures around you, and you certainly hear the slight swish of the water in that vat, or not water, but the liquid. Sorry, in that vat.
Does it sound like it's just natural rippling, or does it sound like something's disturbing the water inside?
You hear the sound of a plip, 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 plip. Very soft, but something is dripping into it. Like a steady drip.
I guess she would cast her attention upward. Maybe there's like some kind of water feed from above.
You wouldn't be able to see, unfortunately.
Darn. All right. She would call out and say, there appears to be containers of some sort of liquid over here. I can't quite discern it. Looks like maybe meant to hold something having to do with the tests that were mentioned in those documents. That is all I'm able to determine, unfortunately. And that would probably end her turn in that case. But there is that basket right there. I'll save that for next turn.
Okie dokie. Next up, Razvan.
All right. Rosvan is going to cautiously attempt to move around the various plants towards here.
Yeah. Let me scroll a little bit so I can reveal. Those ones also appear to be moving, just for your FYI.
Goody!
Yeah. They can't quite reach you, though. There we go. Roll 20, we're gonna fight. There we go. You see that collapsed tunnel that Clem was sort of talking about. You can still clearly get it deeper into it, but you can see where the walls have really started to cave in.
Well, Rosvan will venture in and try to explore the space. See if there's anything hidden or untoward.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
17.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The thing that catches your attention is not living. But you see evidence of water, red water, sort of beginning to, like, you know when like a stream, like a tiny stream but a steady stream of water just sort of like with its surface tension, sort of does the capillary effect across the surface.
Sure.
Essentially, like, it clings to the surface, but it continues to follow the movement of gravity, and it's like continuous, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're seeing. You're
Would appear,
seeing water.
okay. Would appear that the red waters from above are somewhat pooling through here. I wonder if that is what caused the collapse, at least in this area. And Rosvan will move as far forward as he can.
Sure thing. Oh, hey, look.
Damn.
You see Lena.
Rosvan will wave and then realize, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Invisibly, Omen waves at you, though you can't see him.
Excellent. Well, between being underwater and the potential for spiders, Leah and I are getting it on both ends. Rosvan will end his
Thumbs
turn
up,
there.
bud. We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
Listen, I do not cross the lines. We teeter with them. We do not cross the lines.
No,
You're
you're all
gonna be
good.
okay.
Rosvan's good.
Okie dokie. Ephestial.
He's going to follow Lena down the tunnel, and I can only go as far as the tub. But as I guess he looks into it to see if, like, I don't know if the liquid looks suspicious.
It's cloudy for certain. It looks like there's a lot of, like... Do you dip your hand in it?
Maybe very hesitantly, he will not dip his whole hand, but like just
Sure.
tap it with his fingertip.
So, the feeling of wet fibers touches your fingers as you start to realize that this vat has some sort of matter in it. And it's like, it's not just water or liquid. The thing that makes it look so murky and so tinted, like this cloudy, milky shade, is because there's some sort of fiber inside of it. And you look at it even more, and it's not just that it's fiber, it's like shredded fiber.
By fiber, do you mean like plant fiber or like cloth fiber?
Plant fiber.
He takes his finger out and like wipes whatever wet residue on his pants. That's weird. This seems to be a very liquidized version of plant matter. I couldn't even begin to fathom what you'd need this for.
Do you turn around?
Unless there is a noise or anything, probably not.
Just thinking as you're looking around the place, your eye might drift over to those frames with the tarp, and you'll notice little squares of white on top of the tarps. Very thin, almost impossible to notice without really looking at it.
Okay, I will examine the tarp.
It clicks almost immediately what you're staring at. Above table, have you ever seen homemade paper?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at on these tarps. Right. Oops. Here and here. You see dozens of sheets of homemade paper. It's all blank, but like as you touch it, you feel parchment.
Hmm. You know, I have a sneaking suspicion whoever was down here was not allowed to leave. Why else would you need to make your own paper?
Unless they were cut off a good ways from Scald itself, including shipments.
I
Trying to
mean,
have no trails.
even just
That's
getting
what I
here.
was thinking. It's very possible they just did not want to be seen. But considering what I'm reading here, Festiel, I do not think you're wrong that they weren't allowed to leave, whether by design or inaction.
I mean, clearly what they were working on was done in secret. But maybe too many things ended up becoming too complicated and they had no chance to leave.
Getting here was a feat in and of itself as well. The average person probably wouldn't have been able to navigate the roiling rapids and get up to this cave, let alone leave it.
And clearly, whoever was here was full of at least some magic users. One's very well adept with the natural world. You'd think that so many people so capable wouldn't have to endure this without a good reason.
I believe they all thought they were doing this for a good reason. That is originally why Lena and I joined.
It was like a grave but slow nod from Lena.
Even in this, there are things in here that I don't disagree with. But the conclusion that is drawn is quite different. A case of belief gone too far. And Clem just like folds up the papers and will slip them in their pack.
There's one more thing, since you're still over there. One more thing that you notice. Clem. You see a book next to what Hephaestia was looking at. And as you open it, you see diagrams, anatomical pictures, but this time not of creatures. You see various forms of fungus. You see plants that grow with their leaves shaped almost like carnivorous jaws. You see roots, root systems. You see all manner of related plant life, of which every single species you do recognize from Carticus. You, given what you do with herbalism, you don't need to do a check. You recognize every single kind of plant, every single species physically there. You'll notice some pages have like like an X drawn through it. You'll see some pages have like a check mark or like a circle. That is the last thing you are able to see that hasn't already been seen amongst that desk.
Written down.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I believe we were still on Hephaestus.
Hephaestial has taken his turn.
Okay. I mean, I think a large portion of the turn is flicking through the book that I
Fair enough.
find. And we'll probably like show some of the entries and some of the X's through them to like Hephaestiel. And honestly, I think the way that I would spend that turn is like I'm quite familiar with plant life here in Carticus, but as far as we've been able to determine, you're not. Tell me, do any of these stand out as something you recognize as well? And we're going to be trying to cross-reference if there's anything that isn't X'd out, but is also something that Hephaestiel is known with or knows about, and that'll basically take up all of my turn.
Sure. For the sake of things, Hephaestial, go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay. A 21.
Even with a 21, most of these plants, a lot of them look terrifying, by the way, or like really interesting, or both. You see a lot of the carnivorous plants that are depicted in here, that a lot of them that are crossed out, some of them that are circled, you don't recognize them at all. A lot of the they sure look like mushrooms. Those are fungi. The ones, and this should surprise you not, that are circled that you recognize are the ones that you have physically seen.
Just for flavor's sake, as he's looking through this book, his eyes progressively get wider and wider and wider. And he just slams it shut, like, I'm so sorry, I can't help you.
And you see, this is the native Cardican snake. Oh, I apologize. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Does every plant out here want to kill you?
Do plants where you're from not?
Usually, no. They don't really
I
do
would
much
say it's a
anything.
good maybe 30% of the plants in the forest.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
Plants got to eat.
Yes, but they eat sunlight.
Not all of them, obviously.
Well, I
And
know that.
also, have you looked around? How much sunlight have you seen since you've been
Yeah,
here?
no, that makes sense.
And with that, this is where we're going to take a break.
Fantastic.
Great.
How much sunlight have you seen? Rip. I did not mean for that to be as sassy as it might have come across, but it was very silly.
Though. So good.
That was like the medieval fantasy equivalent of saying "go touch grass."
Which is hilarious. You're telling that to a druid.
Yep.
Like, bitch, I live in grass.
Just not this grass.
You're
I
a
feel like
druid,
if
bitch.
people were
I
to
am
guess-
grass.
I feel like if people were to guess what Clem was based on like attitude and personality, not mechanics, it would be like cleric number 1, druid number 2. Warlock wouldn't even be on the list.
No.
I'm ready for the Hephaestiel turning into a wizard.
For the wizard arc.
I'm here for
Yeah,
the
we were-
wizard art.
I just said I mean and I shrugged.
Homie just
You
needs a
got cut
spell
off.
book.
I was gonna say we trade in the
You
beanie
know-
for a pointy hat.
I can
No,
refashion
he
my
looks
scarf
enough.
hat.
He looks enough like a depressed college student. We're good.
Wait, who?
A Festial.
Ugh.
All right, I'm gonna grab some tea. I'll be right back.
Go right ahead.
Slander boy.
I also wish
I
I'd
was
been
going
up there.
for
Good. Good.
Oh, I said I was going for homeless. Not depressed. Those might go hand in hand, though.
I got like the beatnik vibe from him.
But yeah, no, I wish Branson had been up there because my brain immediately went to while you were having that conversation. All plants are trying to kill you, they're just incredibly slow. Just thinking back to the original, I want to say it was Zack Snyder, like, Swamp Thing.
Listen, the Earth has a 100% KP ratio. Humans keep taking L's. We can't win.
You know what? I'm fine with that. But yeah, no, for oh, hi Mark. Thank you for rating with Party
hi,
of
Mark.
23. Yeah. Welcome. We are having our own alien isolation underground with a fungus werewolf. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for the raid.
But yeah, hi. We're just on our break right now. Fungus thrope. Oh.
Okay, I'm stepping away for a second.
I'll go right ahead. But yeah, no, you just missed. We switched off of. Honestly, the music was already good for being spooky, but the second we found out we had a stalker creature in here with us, it became so much better at putting me on edge and almost activating my anxiety. I say in the best ways.
Oh yeah, picking up the documents and reading them was the point where like a logic trigger happened in a game, and now the thing is out there.
Oh yeah, no, especially with just like Sarah said, the best way of punctuating that entire like full set of logs with just the door was left open. Like
Yeah, it's kind of like the point in Metroid Fusion where you get far enough, you get told about the SAX, and then suddenly it starts showing up.
maybe it's friendly. Well, I mean, it is part fungus, so it might want to be part of a collective. Actually, no, it was trying to pull things together last time, like we read. So yeah, it might just want friends.
True.
But yeah, I hope your music challenge went good this week, Mark.
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite thing to do, like on weekends where like those who wonder like don't happen. I'll usually just have Mark on in the background.
Oh yeah, no, great chill streams.
Really solid music.
Oh wait, Mark's here. I got a counter for that.
Oh,
The counters return. It's been
The key mashing in chat.
we have fun here. Though I will step away for one quick second as well. I will be right back.
Also funny that Mark joins. I was just writing a Carol story actually earlier today.
Is that something that Mark would know?
Absolutely. It is the setting that predates the Stalwart Souls setting. It's like loosely attached. He started in the Carol setting before going into space. So it's like a 15-year-old
yeah.
setting.
Yeah, that sounds actually really cool.
It's actually been DM'd a few times on the Unexpectables for one shots. I DM'd.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
Nice.
Also, I see Saris is a brewing the tea. Wise, wise. I definitely am glad that I had a water bottle up on my desk when we started.
I know. I was doing some refining on the next iteration of the Paper Mario D&D setting. Just doing some number tweaks and stuff earlier this week. And there's part of me that started concepting ideas out for doing the Paper Mario setting in Daggerheart, setting up a badge deck on the side of the Codex deck.
Ooh.
As an extra deck to play with. It was a consideration. I'm still tooling around with it.
Well, keep me posted because I'm definitely interested in seeing how that turns out.
Yeah, you would essentially gain, because obviously you track things like hope and hope and such. You'd have badge points and flower point meters as well that you would track. And the side deck, badge deck, is the ones that you have like equipped, kind of like your Codex decks. You choose the ones that you actually have and learn. And then like a consumables pile that obviously affect the codexes and it's a bunch of fun, stupid shit, essentially, messing around with dice and decks, because Paper Mario mini games in general do a lot of deck and dice play.
I am returned.
Welcome back.
We are the here.
Shall I do a roll call?
Sure.
Vaughn? Well, you just
Hi.
answered that.
Yeah.
Kaz?
No.
Well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well. Zan?
Saris.
Oh.
No, are you here? I'm giving you the roll call back.
Oh, jeez. This is so much pressure. Yeah, I'm here. Skelly.
Yes, but only heavy roll. Sorry, I wear heavy armor.
Oh, well. Leah.
Ba-da-da-da.
Amazing. Are we ready to rock and roll? Are y'all feeling good?
Yeah.
I am properly scared.
Alrighty. Back to the top of the turn order with Branson. Before we do anything else, Home Slice, I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw.
Home
boy, oh.
slice.
Home slice, let's go. My home skillet.
That's a natural 20, 22.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a really good thing because you just noticed you're a little too close to that vine that's in the ground and it tries to wrap around your ankle, but you manage to move your foot out of the way just in time.
Seeing that, Branson is on high alert now, knowing that there's something in here with them, and he's kind of now in his full, like, hunter mode. So following that, he's going to reach back into his pack, pull out another torch, put right in front of where he was standing. Then do. Place one right there. Then last of his.
And you are
move-
marking down these torches,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be because now that's so down 4, so that's 6, and then one more right here. So he's down to okay. Yes, that's 5 of 10.
Okay.
And while he's doing all of that, right after he like collects himself from not getting caught by the vine, he's actually going to choke up on his axe, and then use the pick end on the other side of the head to start lightly tapping against his metal knee guard, just to make an echoing sound as he walks, while keeping an eye on the 2 tunnel entrances.
Interesting. Okay.
And then I would just also say if during any of his movement did anything ping his detect evil and good.
I actually was looking into that for specification. Currently, no. Currently, no.
Worryingly, but good to know. But yeah, that'll end
Yeah.
Branson's turn as he is just now in full silent. Just the only sound he's making is when he occasionally taps his axe against his knee pad, trying to see if anything reacts.
And I would like to point out for the rest of the party, it is a bit startling as none of you are paying attention to what he is doing and are. I think the only person who has full line of sight is Clem, but it's at a distance. And you all are in a closed cavern, so the acoustics are nuts in this space. And in that moment of silence, you just hear a clang clang.
Actually, based on where Clem is, Branson would be on Clem's left side, which means they're on Clem's blind side, so Clem can't even fucking see him.
Amazing, fantastic. So yeah, all four of you are mayhaps be a wee bit startled as that suddenly clang clang echoes in the cavern.
Everyone on alert! I heard a noise.
Branson will just call back, "That was me."
Well, that definitely makes me less worried, but still, everyone be wary. Gonna turn, and I'm gonna actually remember this on my turn.
Anything else Branson wants to do in his turn?
That'll be it for him.
Alrighty, Lena.
Having seen, having heard Clem's alert, Lena is going to kind of turn back and kind of like head back towards Clem's direction. She's not quite sure what's going on over here. She will kind of move back out this direction since she's not the best at investigating things anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll move out here and be like, "Is everything all right?"
Mostly, the noise Branson made startled me is all.
All right. I'm not much help looking through some of these anyway. I might as well keep a better lookout. On, we'll do a kind of like just keep her ears out in general, kind of like pushing out, like investigating around, and mostly like honing in like her hearing to try and listen for anything that could be coming.
Go ahead and roll me perception.
All right.
19 with a 20 on the other side. You do hear something. It's very faint, but you hear down the cavern an echo. Something tapping against stone.
Would I be able to discern direction for where I'm at, or is it just kind of like acoustics nutty?
I will say on a 19, I will give it to you. It's from the whence you came.
After a moment of concentration, trying to push away anything that she would recognize as familiar, things like metal boots, gripping a staff, rustling paper maybe behind her, she would single out that singular sound and would be like, "Clem, there's something disturbing stone from the way we came."
Clem just nods slowly and will begin to turn around, as I described a second ago when I interrupted Branson's.
That will do it for her turn. She will stick close to Clem currently.
Sounds good to me. Razvan.
Razvan will move up towards this area, and I would like to make an investigation check for anything we might have missed.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Looking around, is there anything at least in the obvious that hasn't been
So
disturbed or interrupted?
you stick your this has been I have a couple things, but humor me on this one. You accidentally stick your hand directly into the vat of liquid with substance in it. It feels gross, man.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Well, I could have told you not to stick your hand in there.
And yet you didn't.
Here's something.
Clearly, Captain, this is your fault somehow.
You came so fast. What was I supposed to do?
So, here's something that's interesting. This entire shelf of books. You take one out. You flip through it. All of the pages are blank. You also have the realization as you hold the leather-bound book in your hands. This is not cow's leather. The hide that's in your hands is not made from cow.
Does it appear to be long pig?
Does not appear to be pig either.
Oh, long pig is a.
I
It
got
is a
it.
joking term for human.
I did not understand that. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I got your joke, Sam.
Yeah, long. I grew up literally 30 minutes away from where the Donner Party got lost.
Yeah. It's
okay.
a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
I'm familiar.
It's a joke that you say long pig instead of you ate another human.
Okay. I learned something new today. Relevant. I'll go ahead and ask you to make a medicine check.
All right. $21. What the fuck?
It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. And to make matters worse, as you start to take a closer look at all of the different books on this shelf, you notice that they all seem to be made out of different types of hide.
It would appear that these tomes, these journals that are, at least by appearance, empty, are bound within the leather confines of, well, former sentient creatures. At least that would be my guess.
Well, if we are to believe what we've been told, there were a lot of different types of creatures down here that lost their lives. So,
Rosman's gonna take out a candle he has, light it, and kind of let it shine more closely towards one of the pages of the seemingly empty tome. Does it look like this tome was made, or this journal was made and it was just never used, or was it written
Yes.
in and oh, okay.
No,
So it's
it
just never
really
used.
does. Yeah, it really does look like they and there's enough information here that you can really deduce they were making their own stash to use for the future.
If I
They
had to
were-
hazard
Sorry, they were utilizing this space specifically and the clean water. Like now you both, if this wasn't, if you already deduced this above table, great. If you haven't already, that vat is paper. It is paper particles. It is them making paper. And it dawns on you, the bucket to your side, right? The mats, the tarps around you, You now notice this, and it dawns on you that this is some sort of hide that has been strung out to dry, having recently been tanned. Someone or multiple someones here were in charge of making a stock of tomes that they would probably be used as either, you know, spells or research logs or any number of written reason. And they had to make them in-house for whatever reason.
Rather than stockpiling weapons and armor, it would appear that they were stockpiling necromantic magics and the abilities to recreate their spells and needs. In great number, it would seem. I would imagine it's a decent amount of exploration for
Yeah,
Roswell Wonder.
that's yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Mhm.
Which,
That's lovely, also good.
yeah, which leads us to a festival.
Yeah, I know the only thing I was gonna point out was the tanning rack, but
Yeah,
with that being accounted for, well, if you didn't find anything your direction, Rosvan, we should check on what Lennon seems to have found. And he will come up next to her, but not on the skeleton, because that seems in poor taste.
alrighty. Anything else you plan to do?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna start shifting my lights down a little bit farther back where we came.
Not a problem.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Clem.
Clem, now with some more information and feeling relatively satisfied with over here, I'm going to begin to move back out to reconvene with Branson. And I'm just going to double move down here as carefully as can be.
Yeah. And because the vine actually already took its turn, you are unaffected.
Heck yeah.
Also, it is at this point that Omen returns, flying out from the well in raven form.
Oh, how did you get down there?
I crawled.
Find anything of interest?
Bones.
Ah,
Fact.
that
In
does
fact,
make sense.
oh, come on, roll 20. I'm going to show you what Omen saw.
As I get like kind of a very brief shared image between the two of us. My, that is disturbing. Those aren't human bones, though.
No, it appears that they were a variety of mammal species.
Are those spores luminescent?
They are.
Well, I believe that's important for everyone to note. There seems to be a continuation to the caverns down the well.
It looks as though it was a dumping ground.
Yes, but I from what you shared, there is an exit from that room, no?
I did not explore it, but yes, there is a tunnel that leads out. I heard running water coming from down that way. My guess is there's probably some kind of, um,
Underground river?
or a current of some kind, yes.
Considering the water isn't red, it's not from the cauldron.
Correct.
Well, everyone, important information to know. I give you permission to explore down there if you wish, but only do so if you feel it is at no risk to yourself.
As you wish.
And they will go back down the well.
I give Omen a little, like, bow. And I think that's turn.
I think that is turn. Top of the turn order, Branson.
Branson, without like fully turning to look at Ophestio, having seen them like join up, he'll just like over his shoulder be like, "This will probably sound like a very stupid question given the members of our party, but you wouldn't happen to carry torches with you, would you?"
No, I have no need for them.
Look to Clem.
I'm afraid not, dear friend. I've not really been one for torches in most of my life. I have some sticks of incense.
They're not large enough. Do you have anything that would work as an accelerant?
Mm, allow me to look through my pouch. Perhaps I can. I'm going to actually look around. Is there anything that could be makeshifted into a torch around?
Here's what I will say. Not right here, but you do recall seeing other things in other places. Even in this area, I mean, technically speaking, you could use the pieces of the broken chairs as a makeshift torch.
Clem does remember there's broken weaponry down there. Perhaps there's a torch or a club or a broken shaft of some kind you could use.
Good to know. Right now I'm trying to mark areas. This thing probably does not rely on sight like most undead. If I had to guess, since it seems to be an amalgamation of the fungus, spores, and other life, my theory is that it probably senses things within the air. Fire burns away at the air and will disrupt the air current with its heat. It'll either draw out the creature, or at least partially blind it, I hope. As you'll watch, as he's just going to like start do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move over to here and place down his 6 torch and light it.
Okay, give me a second. Can you re-ping one more time?
There you are.
Thank you.
No problem. And Branson will try to do a perception check down the. He doesn't know that they came from this way, but he's just checking while he's over there. Do a perception check down this tunnel.
Yeah, do me a perception check.
Thank you. Do. 11.
You hear, it's hard to determine where it comes from, but you do hear the sound of something tapping against rock for just a second, like a tink tink. It's not like a metal sound, not at all. but it's hard to determine where it's coming from in this cavern with an 11. But you do hear it.
Hearing that, Branson will take out his axe, and to less reverberating, but also to put out another sound, instead of hitting his knee guard, he'll take the pick end and tap it against the wall, so he gets a metal on rock sound down that tunnel of just dink dink, matching the rhythm of the last tapping.
Okay.
And I think that's about all he can really do for now.
Okay. Lena.
All right. Lena is going to slowly move up, and will also tell Branson, I do have some torches, I believe. I usually use them to light campfires for food more than light sources for obvious reasons, but I can offer them to you if you would like.
Branson will just turn back and just be like, place them as you go within range. I can light them, as he just holds up his hand and sparks fly from a distance.
She only has 3, but she does produce them and hold them out.
Like he said, just place them where you kind of decide where you think they would probably fit a good area.
Okay. Lena will probably place one right here. But otherwise, seeing how they're all kind of spaced out right now, would hold on to the other 2 for the moment. Will otherwise do her best to stay out of range of the plants for now, and will hold position there. She doesn't want to stray too far from Festiel or Razvan.
Speaking of, Razvan, your go.
Razvan's going to move to here, and once again kind of look around to make sure we didn't miss anything.
At this point, I think you can say with pretty solid certainty that you haven't missed anything of importance.
Then he is going to hoof it as quickly as he can, with some measure of caution and careful steps, towards Branson.
Okay.
His rapier still out. Well, what do you expect for us to do now? Just towards the group.
Move cautiously, together. Plant torches
Towards
to
the east.
possibly. For now, until we have a better idea of where it might be.
And that'll be Razvan's go.
Okie dokie. Festial.
Festival is going to dash to catch up to where Branson is. Not wishing to spearhead the descent back in this corridor for any reason, but he will continue to move light where necessary, and I will put some back in this main room. And I think I'm gonna leave them here for Clem and Anthony. And that's that.
Okie dokie. Clem.
I am, at this point, going to Clem will look down the hallway that they were just looking down with Branson and again say, Branson and company, I suppose. But Branson, you are the most concerned about this spore creature following us, correct?
Yes.
Well, there is a room down there covered in mushrooms that I warned us about earlier. If any room would host such a creature, I imagine it would be that one. I'm not sure what your approach to hunting is, but avoidance is one method. There are others. But as I say that, I will meet back up with the group by going kind of carefully this way. And as I get up to there, before I put my hand on your shoulder, Hephaestia, I will say, Hephaestia, do you mind if I use you as a guide?
Oh, please.
I will place my hand on your shoulder, and I will use my action to see through Omen's eyes.
Okie dokie, give me just a second to show you where they are on the other map.
Heck yeah.
Currently in I have them on the wrong spot. Currently in rat form, they are on dry land.
And I imagine since they made it up to the top of the last turn, they are taking their turn this time to descend carefully and quietly.
Yes,
so
pretty much.
That will be They go invisible, descend. That is turn.
Yeah, but
Cool.
just so you know where they're at.
Good to know. I will be monitoring your progress with much interest.
All right, top of the turn order. Branson.
That's Branson, right?
Yeah.
Seeing that Branson will know all this, be like, carefully watch behind you. We don't know how well this thing can move, or how it can move throughout these corridors. All I can surmise is that it has some way of moving through the dirt and the rock, because it appears they tried to seal it within that vault, but it managed to get out. At which point, Branson will just move down that way, place one more torch there, and try to sense out a bit more with his detect evil and good for 30 feet.
Um, 30 feet, no. And I'll note about your lantern, too. Your lantern has not changed color.
Yeah. Above game, he doesn't really think that this thing counts as undead, but it's, detect evil and good's the only thing he really has to work in this situation, so that's what he's using.
No, it's good. It's great. I just wanted to make sure that I reiterated as well, because your lantern has a farther reach.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. But that's pretty much all he can really do right now, so passing it right along.
For sure. Lena.
Lena's gonna catch up with the crew. Move to here. And we'll once again double move to kind of get out beside Branson. Not really get up ahead of Branson, but just get to right here. And she will just keep the senses open in case something seems off as they return to this room. And otherwise, that is her turn.
I have my mic off. No. Roll me a perception check, please.
You got it. Hui. Oh,
23. You hear the sound again, and it's coming from here.
she concentrates and says, "That stone sound. It's coming from the way we came back at the crossroads." And she'll gesture that way, and that'll do it for me.
Okie dokie. Razvan, you're up.
Okay. Rosalind is going to move as quickly as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to here.
Okay.
Anything change or jump out at him?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You see
Uh-oh.
coming out from around the corner, you know, at a first glance, it looks like a skeleton. However, you notice immediately something is different about this. It doesn't read, you being very well acquainted with the undead, it does not read nor move the way that a typical animated corpse moves and looks as it comes around the corner. You've already rolled initiative as a collective. I don't need you to roll it again.
Maybe they're chill.
Yeah, I'm a skeleton. I'm chill.
I just want to
Lon's a
talk.
skeleton. He's chill. You're a skeleton. You're chill.
The first thing that you notice, Razvan, though, it's very hard to miss, is a cluster of orange and yellow mushrooms that are almost like flowers, just peppering the shoulder and clavicle bones. That is what you see.
Oh, the beer we have company. But that was a action to dash, so Rosalind's kind of SOL now.
Yep. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No bonus actions really make sense. That'll be his go.
Alrighty. Next up, Ephaestiel.
Hearing the commotion. Let's see how far I can go. I'll probably just okay. And not wanting to move too fast so Clem can keep up, but he's gonna wedge himself right here. I doubt I have visuals from here. So don't think I could do anything.
Unfortunately, no. It is just out of line of sight.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I can bring my light around, and that's about it.
And you know what? For flavor, you bring your light around, and the light reflects off of the gross, moist sheen of the skeleton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clem, you're up.
So, I can't hear what's going on, except
Yep.
for the vague sounds of shouting echoing through the well as Omen.
Yep.
But I would probably feel Ephaestiel, since I've been kind of walking alongside Ephaestiel, I'm going to say my movement was moving up this way, because I would have been walking alongside Ephaestiel.
Sure.
And at that point, I am going to, recognize kind of vaguely what's going on. So I will spend my action to drop out of Omen's vision, and
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of blink too and look around, kind of gaining my bearings, and then I'm going to do. But I just want to read which one I want to do really
Sure.
quickly.
Sure.
Oh, okay, okay. So that still has to be. Oh no, but you can help from. Just to double check ruling, can you help from a distance? I can't quite remember at the moment.
I believe in order to do a help action specifically with regards to like combat or working with an object, you have to be within 5 feet of the object.
Got it. Points. Take the help. Okay, so it is just as a bonus action, in which case I'm going to. You know what? I will steal from Razvan and kind of pat Ephestiel on the shoulder after coming to and say, "You've got this. Go help Razvan. I'll be right in." And I'm going to use my Gift of the Goblin ability, so I'm going to help as a bonus action, and you are going to gain. Well, I will also gain this, but if it's less than what I currently have, it's not going to really matter, but I guess we will gain. Does it have a specific number? Okay, it is just a 1d6. I'm just going to roll 1d6. Apologies.
All good.
Boop. Boop. 6. Plus my proficiency, which is 9. You gain 9 temporary HP.
Cool.
As do I. And
Nice.
that is turn.
Alrighty, it is. Ow! Time for the cat to scratch me. Top of the turn order, and I need to adjust the music real quick.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah. As it is the skeleton's turn. So first and foremost, the skeleton, upon seeing Razvan and Razvan shouting, is going to turn its attention towards you. I keep calling it a skeleton. Something still isn't quite right about it. As it does a full approach, comes up to you, and it is going to attempt to claw you. I don't think that's going to hit, though. That's only a 11 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. And it's going to go in for a second swing. Ooh, even lower. So here's what you notice. It goes in for a claw attack, and it's again moving a lot more fluidly than you would expect of an animated creature. But even still, you watching it haul ass to get to where you're at, coming in swipe, you dodge, parry out of the way, recognizing exactly how this is going to go down, but as if you anticipated this, you recognize this, you were ready for this to happen. Coming out of the darkness, using its full movement as a dash action, you watch another one bolt out from this direction. And last but certainly not least, coming around the corner from behind, you hear Clem, Ephestiel, Lena, Branson, the chattering of bones is right behind you. A third one approaches. And that is their turn. Branson, your go.
Brand's just going to swing to look at Lena and Ephestiel, not Lena and Ephestiel, Clem and Ephestiel, and just look at them and go, take the one from behind. As he just is going to bolt this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right up next to Razvan. And I make sure if I have anything else I can do. Nope. So he's just going to swing his axe down onto this first skeleton. So Do. Where are you? That's a nat 1.
E.
A nat 1. It is going to take an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
And it's going to miss.
All right.
We take those. Hey,
Yep,
thanks
taking-
for the point of bardic inspiration.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I would have used yours, but nat 1 and all.
Yeah, but anytime you roll that one, I get a point
I know.
of bardic inspiration back.
I know. But yeah, using the opening this thing makes as it misses its attack, he's going to use a bonus action to swing down with his offhand. 23. Both ways.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 2 slashing.
Two slashing. All right. As you make purchase, you watch as slashing through, you notice a slight puff of spores enter into the air. I need Constitution saving throws from both Razvan and Branson.
All right.
Do.
14.
$21.
Both of you took I can't get the word out of my mouth. You both took the time and paid attention very clearly as you drive it through. That of spores come out, and both of you cover your face prepared for it, and you are unaffected by its AoE.
Good to know.
Go
Yeah,
team.
that's everything Branson can do on his turn.
All right, next up in the turn order is Lena.
All right. Not one to shy away from combat. Lena moves to intercept the one from behind.
I wonder
And
what happened if I
will move
cast speak.
to.
I wonder what happened if I cast speak with them with them.
We'll move to here and swing with the halberd.
Go
Keep
for it.
Trying to keep it at reach. So, first attack. 23.
Yeah, 23 will hit.
All right. Just 3 damage, minimum roll. Follow-up attack.
Okay.
Oh,
24, yep, that'll hit.
Much meatier hit for 8 damage.
All right. Let me
And,
do a quick little thing.
Okay.
Gotta check something really quick here. Okay, I am in fact going to need a Constitution saving throw as your halberd makes purchase and a of spores appears.
Ooh. Okay. We. A 11? Question mark.
11 unfortunately does not succeed as you take. That is not the right dice. 4 poison damage.
Tries to like pull up a part of like her gamison to like try to block it unsuccessfully. That will do it for her turn.
Alrighty. I believe it is Razvan's turn.
Okay. Let's see. As funny as it would be to try and communicate with skeletons, I think we're just gonna try and defeat them. So that spell doesn't work as well. So I think we're just gonna try and swing as best as he can do with the rapier. Let's see what we got.
Sure thing.
10.
A 10 hits.
Oh, all right, skeleton. 4, 9 piercing. Goddamn.
Ooh, alrighty. How do you want to end this thing?
He's gonna bring the rapier in through the rib cage and then with his fist punch upward to kind of break apart the skeleton.
Amazing. Here's what's interesting though. Because as you try to do that, you watch as it doesn't quite split the way that you want it to. The head doesn't pop off the way you want it to, as roots hold the skull to the spine. You hear a solid snapping and crackling as some of those roots, slowly but surely with the weight of the skull, snap, and eventually it falls to the ground, leaving tendrils grasping at the air. And I need a Constitution saving throw from both Branson and Razvan.
Yeah, that do be making sense. I'm gonna use the inspiration.
Yeah, go for it. 15 and a 16, both of those things pass. You recognize exactly what's about to happen as you remove your rapier from the skeleton and a giant burst, explosive, of spores fills the air. As this skeleton falls to the ground, you hear the sound of almost like liquid dripping off of your rapier.
Gross.
For just a moment. Yeah. And as your eye looks down to it's not a proper crumpling of bones either. It's like when like a normal human body falls to the ground or like lays down, it kind of maintains that sort of form. It doesn't lose its typical, you know, what you'd expect from a skeleton.
Right. And Rosman's gonna run behind the next one.
Sure thing. Alrighty, I'm on the wrong.
Put this one's down.
Yeah, I was trying to mark it, but I was on the wrong layer.
If I had a nickel. That is Rosman's go.
Alrighty, Aphestial, you're up.
Kind of taking a minute to assess the situation, he'll turn to Clem. Clem, aid Lena. I can help both sides from the center. And he will rush in here. And eyeing the one by Razvan, I'm going to cast Moonbeam.
Oh!
Let's go.
And part of this is research purposes.
Okay.
But, considering it does radiant damage, let's see, that's a 14.
Yeah, 14 hits.
Okay. And that will be a 10 healing damage. Did I hit the
Give me
wrong
just a
thing?
second.
I did. Wait, hold on. I think I hit the wrong thing.
You hit healing, which is fantastic.
Okay. I rolled the right one. I can read, I promise.
I'm trying to look at you. You have me rules lawyering my own homebrew. Hold on a second.
My bad. This is a
No, it's good for
very
science.
needlessly
No,
complicated
it's
spell.
good.
I also realize most everything else that I can do in this cave is going to destroy us all.
Okay. I have rules lawyered my own homebrew. And we understand what happens here. Amazing. 16 radiant. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts it a lot. As you see, like, you hear You don't just see the bones kind of like jittering and shaking. You all hear the sound of sizzling. like in the heat sizzling. I know it's radiant damage, but if you've ever been hit with too much sunlight, sizzling. And a Festial, in your head, you hear a high-pitched shrill shriek of agony. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Clem, it's your go.
Clem is going to nod at Festiel and go to assist Lena. This is mostly just flavor, but as they're running up, they've seen the cloud of spores like erupt around them. I'm going to inhale as I come up and do the like exhale as you punch thing. It's functionally like, you know, I can't stop the concentration, but flavor-wise, that is what is happening. And I'm gonna just go for it. This is 11, but it's a skeleton.
11 hits the skeleton.
All right, that is 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. I regret to inform you, though. I need a con save from both Clem and Lena.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's how it works. All right. Oh, it's not just one person.
That's 25.
Now that's too high.
Oh,
Ah, shit.
I'm not rolling good on the. I'm rolling good on attacks, not the saves.
Alrighty.
Actually, Lena, you roll an 18 as I use my card for the day.
Okay.
As I go to hit, I say, Lena, hold your breath, and punch. Seeing earlier in the day, like when I was reading cards, that there was a warning of like poison, etc. There was a one of the cards inverse, etc. And as I go in, I have that like flash of a moment, and I will use my reaction to activate that ability. You roll an 18 plus your con mod.
Okay.
That
Alrighty.
is spent for the day.
I will say that particular skeleton is not looking too hot.
Awesome. In that case, I will attempt to grapple it as a bonus action, honestly.
Yeah, go for it.
It's 10 athletics.
So there's an irony to this. There is an irony to this. You do not succeed.
Mm-hmm.
It feels odd though that you cannot grapple the skeleton.
I have an idea of how this works, because it's like falling apart, and because I had already hit it pretty hard, I like to imagine as I go for like I'm used to like control the wrist, right? Like I go to grab the wrist and it just crumples, and I kind of stumble forward and like keep the dukes up, go around him, but like I tried to grab the wrist and it just
So
crumbles in
can
my
I-
hand. I'm like,
A little bit of clarity. It doesn't even just crumple. You hear the snapping of roots. And you see the tendrils sticking out from the bone.
"Ugh," and I throw it to the ground.
Hey, Saris,
Yeah.
is us fighting your skeleton cathartic in any way?
You know, just a little bit. just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alrighty. Yeah, it's top of the turn order, skeleton time. That one's dead. For now.
You said that, and I assumed you meant one of us.
I mean, we're almost there, right? We're almost there. Skeleton time. This one, seeing Razvan strike it from behind, didn't like that. You're closest, even though you didn't hurt it the worst. You're closest enemy. Oh, okay. A 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
Okay. And based on that, the second one will also hit.
You got it.
That's gonna be. Whoop. Run away!
We got
That
temp
one
HP.
didn't count. All right, a total. So this is for both attacks. A total of 7 points of slashing damage as the
Alright.
bone scrapes away at your skin.
Damage tracked.
Damage tracked. This one up here is gonna do its first attack on you, Clem. As
Absolutely.
it goes in for a claw attack. Woo! Dirty 20.
Absolutely.
That's going to be 5 slashing damage, but then it's going to turn around without leaving combat zone. And it is going to sort of tap the rock next to it. And I don't have a good way of marking it, so you're going to have to just visualize it for me. I can actually mark it on the sheet, but like not nearly as aesthetically pleasing as I would have liked. As you watch, I gotta color it properly because of course I am. As you watch as a ring of purple mushrooms. Whoops, that's not the right line. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna fight roll 20 in the pit. I said rectangle. There we go. As a ring of mushrooms pops up out of the ground and out of the rock around it. And that is its turn.
Uh-oh.
Branson, that would be your go.
Okay, quick reminder. Where's the area of the moonbeam?
I did need to mark that. If you can let me know where that is, Ephestial, I can mark it again. Can you ping where it's centered? Yeah, I figured as much. I need to ellipsis. And it's what's the radius again? 40 foot. 40 foot high, 5 foot radius. Got it. Yeah, it's right here.
I tried to quickly draw an angry purple mushroom.
Yeah, there's your moonbeam.
Dokie, well, Branson is going to run on up right at them and swing down with his axe. With no regard, because he doesn't understand how Moonbeam works anyway. That's a 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so that's 4 slashing, and if it counts as undead, another 6 force.
How do you want to kill it?
Yeah, no, Branson's literally just coming in, and he's going to circumvent the issues of not being able to slash a skeleton by swinging it like a baseball bat, like it's the one part of The Shining, and just boom, right into the ribcage, center mass.
Amazing. I do need a con save from you as well, Branson.
Will do.
I ain't got no rerolls.
That'd be a 21
Oof.
because Yanti.
That's
hold on.
true. Huh?
Rosvan has deathless nature. Rosvan does not need to breathe. Can
Yeah.
you simply just stop breathing?
You can just stop breathing. I will allow it.
Let's go!
Double no poison team. Let's go. High five.
I appreciate you realizing and recognizing your abilities. I will allow it. I will permit it.
Alright.
All right, but with that out of the way, Branson can't really... Actually, no. Branson only moved 3 spaces, so knowing there's still one more, he is going to use his remaining movement to move back to where he was as if he's charging already towards the other one. And that'll end my turn.
Okie dokie. Lena.
Alright, so there's a lot of purple mushrooms here.
Yeah.
She has a big concern. Um, he is going to not step on those and try to keep it range attacking this thing.
Okay.
We'll perform 2 more halberd swings, trying to do like lunges from afar. Ooh, 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Another minimum roll. That is okay.
3. Not shabby.
Ooh, 23.
Yeah. Y'all with the 23s tonight.
Another minimum damage roll. Holy.
All right. I got a question for you. How do you want to kill it?
She is going to try to catch it off guard by kind of like lunging in with the large axe head to lodge it between one of the ribs and kind of like fulcrum herself to like slam it into the wall right here.
And as you do, it begins to burst and snap and crack apart. And I need both of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that one's a lot better.
As you both prepare yourself, holding your breath, a burst of spores clouds the area. You notice some catch fire, falling to ash on the ground from the torches that Branson had lit up. And as we reach this moment of reprieve, skeletons, or so you think, coming from both sides, all now dead with a question mark, in heaps on the ground. This is where we are going to call tonight's session.
Woo!
Goddamn.
Thank you, Sarah.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we does it.
Thank you all for playing.
I mean, thanks for giving us a game. This was a great time.
So glad you had a good time.
First one of the year. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first one of the year.
Yeah, first one of the year.
It's been a whole year since we've seen each other, etc. So
I
forth.
know, right?
Laugh track.
But yeah,
With that.
guess it's time for us to start going around the horn while I find someone for us to raid.
Sure thing. And I can start us off. You can find me all over the internet at TixTixel, where sometimes we post art and sometimes we show up in other people's streams. Like tomorrow, I'll be over at Leah's channel for some Nier. And then on Friday, I'm going to be at Distortion Devil's channel with both Zan and Leah playing some more Cazador's Guide to the Cosmos. And then we'll be back here on Saturday for some more No No Love War Extra, working our way through Dispatch. Anything else that might be coming up or any changes to the schedule, be sure to check out my Blue Sky. I am not the best at it, but I do try to share when things are happening. And that's me. So I'm going to pass the Talking Skull to... I'm going to roll it. Skelly!
Hi. I'm Scaly Alpha. I can be found at Blue Sky and Twitch under the same names. I stream just about every day of the week these days. I stream a variety of tabletop, blocky survival types, and art. Our usual schedule continues. Tomorrow's Liminal Industries with Analog Horror Watch Along in the evening with Gigi Mars. Tuesday, we'll be doing the Minecraft Backrooms group pack with Liminal Lads. Wednesday, we'll be returning to the Cobblemon SMP. Thursday will be Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper, a D&D setting for Paper Mario. And Friday, we will be continuing the Archipelago run with Spar, Tech, and Spirit. Saturday will be Silent Hill with Moth. And that'll really do it. If you like any of that stuff, feel free to stop by. I will also roll a dice. Let me see. You did. Where's my D4? Where's my caltrop? Okay. It goes to Kaz.
Hello.
Do we-
Okay, I was muted. I
Yeah,
forgot.
there's a dramatic pause.
Yeah, you know, I'm a theater kid. That's what we do. Hi, I'm Kaz. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at KazSastrophyCause or at Sarcastic Vision. Almost forgot my other username. I am prepping for a guest appearance at Fan Expo Portland, so that's mostly what you can find me doing. Lots of last minute costume making, table prep, blah blah blah. If you are in the area and want to come check it out, I'm gonna have a ton of stuff on display, ton of stuff for sale. It'll be a good time. And that's me. So I will kick our talking skull to Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah. I here Sundays, my channel Mondays, my channel Thursdays, Connor's channel at Distortion Devil on Fridays. I hope y'all have a lovely day. I still think I actually don't think I have to roll because Vaughn goes last, so I sent it to Zan.
Hello, that's me. Last to be picked on the dodgeball team. You can find me over on my Blue Sky at Zenless Grim, where I post literally everything I do. Aside from that, chilled earlier, so wanna know what I'm up to? Go to the front. Should have already heard. That's me. Saving the best for last for Vaughn.
Aw, thank you, Zan. But
No
yeah,
problem.
hi. You've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout Spar. Yeah, like it was said, tomorrow over on Leah's channel for some near replicant. Saturday we're finishing off Dispatch with me, Zako, and Saris. And then on the following Saturday, we might, again, we're trying to figure out if the schedule will work, but we might be doing something special for the Saved by the Spellcast. So keep an eye up for that. But I found someone who we don't actually get a chance to ever raid, but it's a good friend of me and Saris's. So we're going to raid our friend Wandiferous, who's doing a large form Minecraft roleplay with, I think, like over 100 characters.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
those roleplay SMPs are fun. I want to get it on another.
Oh yeah, no, like her and Bob have some great stories, but yeah, this one for the raid message, I already know what we're gonna do because this will let them know where they're coming from. Common Rider Club. So thanks y'all for
Nice.
coming out. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. We love you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.